Welcome to the Development Unit. In this unit, you will consider the spatial distribution of economic progress, including the past and present patterns of industrialization. You will also learn how models of development like Rostow's stages of economic growth and Wallerstein's world systems theory help to explain how the world has, over time, divided into a more developed economic core and a less developed periphery. How can highly developed places like this exist while, of our 7 billion inhabitants of planet Earth, 1.3 billion people live on less than $1 a day, and another 1 billion people live on less than $2 a day? What are the causes and effects of both sides of the development spectrum, and why should you care? First of all, the Industrial Revolution was the catalyst of change. Statistician Hans Rosling explained to us that in the year 1800, these geographic areas of the world were mostly equal in low life expectancy, high fertility rates, and low income. That's because the majority of the world was still subsistence agriculture based, with cottage industries or small-scale production out of people's homes, including in the United States of America. Fast forward 200 years, and there are some regions that are still low, and some that are much higher. The blue dots here represent Africa, and the large red bubbles are China and India, while the green represents North and South America, with the largest green bubble representing the United States. You can see that high income and high life expectancy are related. You can also see that there is a large gap between the highest and the lowest, with some countries, mostly in sub-Saharan Africa, experiencing very low incomes and 20 to 30 years less life than those in developed countries. The United Nations seeks to quantify development using the Human Development Index, which measures literacy rates, life expectancy, and GDP per capita. Here you can see a choropleth map of the HDI. Darker blue shows higher development, while lighter blue shows less development. Those that were left behind from the first and second industrial revolutions also are significantly behind in the third and fourth revolutions that are currently taking place. These advances started with personal computers and internet, and now include robotics, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, and autonomous vehicles. How can lesser developed countries compete with these types of economic developments without simple access to electricity? But currently 1 billion people and 70% of sub-Saharan Africa lives without energy. According to USAID, women and youth are key to a country's continued development, but are among the most marginalized citizens. Why? For one reason, high rates of early pregnancy for young girls hinders their ability to complete higher education and thus find meaningful employment. I'd like to introduce you to Nicole Miner, founder and executive director of the Pangea Network. She's here to talk to us about how they work to empower women in developing countries. Thank you so much, Nicole, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So can you tell us a little bit about Pangea and what you and your nonprofit are working on in Kenya?
Yes, so we work to empower women and youth, and education, as you know, is everything. And so we work with women who fall into that category of making less than $2 a day. And we partner with groups of women, and we partner with them for a 4-year period. It's a really long engagement for development work, but we think that's what it takes for sustainable change. And what we do is we commit the first 6 months to educational workshops. The first month is on human rights. What are their rights as a woman, as a citizen of Kenya? Rights are wonderful, but if you don't know what they are, they're not going to work for you. Many of the women don't know they have a right to own property. Just that information can change a lot for them. We teach basic business skills, leadership, bookkeeping, financial transparency, and we teach personal development and basic health and nutrition. And all of that kind of helps them feel a lot more empowered as a whole person. And then after the 6 months, they can apply for a revolving fund from Pangea that will help them grow a business. So microlending is a really powerful tool in poverty reduction. And so how we operate is we provide that to the group. And it's really important to work as a group. We have to make sure that they are established as a group before we partner with them, because there's social accountability and responsibility. And if someone's falling off on their responsibilities, there's group pressure to bring them back in and make sure that they're performing, and support overall. So we have women who are tailors, we have fishmongers, we have women who sell vegetables, really across the board. And that money allows them to grow their business. And since now they have the tools, the mechanics of knowing how to run that business, they're able to be much more successful and increase their income. And once that happens, the very first thing that occurs is their children are in school. An example, one of our women in Nairobi, she sells fish. And before the trainings and the revolving fund, she was selling about 40 fish a day, barely making it. And after the training and the funds, she now sells 200 fish a day. Wow. And she has really loyal customers because she knows customer service. And so all of her kids are in school for the first time.
Wow. So if you could have one wish for the future of development in Kenya, what would you wish for?
Wow. I would love to see all children be able to finish a high school education in Kenya, boys and girls equally, be able to access that knowledge and give them a greater platform and opportunity for their future. And also see that women, recognizing how powerful women are in development work. These women are hardworking, they are so eager to learn and to know, they just haven't been given the opportunity, and that's what Pangea provides, simply access to information and opportunity. And then they take it and they do more than we could have ever imagined. So putting that power into the hands of women is multi-generationally impactful immediately. So focusing on women and youth definitely is the key.
So Nicole, how can people get more involved with the Pangea Network?
So we have a website, thepangeanetwork.org. Please visit it. We also have a U.S. program for high school aged young women called the Young Women's Leadership Challenge, and that's actually in Austin this week. We have it in Dallas and in Houston, and it's a 6-day leadership conference for young women to discover their leadership, financial literacy training, self-esteem and body image, and how to become a global citizen and make the world a better place through their leadership. So please visit our website, check out that program. We would love to see you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for everything that you do.
Thank
it was
you.
a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Oprah Winfrey said, "I firmly believe that none of us in this world have made it until the least among us have made it." Join us as we explore economic development in this unit of AP Human Geography.